The reason most AI animations look choppy and inconsistent is because people are overcomplicating the entire process. They're using 5 different tools, watching 10 different tutorials, and still ending up with something that looks like a mess. I made this entire animation using a workflow simple enough that a 5-year-old could follow it. And so in this video, I'm breaking it down into 5 steps: character creation, scene generation, animation, voiceover, and lip sync. By the end, you'll be able to make a complete, consistent animated scene, even if you've literally never touched an AI tool before. The platform we'll be using for this is called OpenArt, and I'll explain why in a second. So when you first log into OpenArt, you're going to see a lot of options on the screen, but don't worry because we're only going to focus on a few things. On the left sidebar, you'll see a tab that says Image, so go ahead and click on that and then click Create Image. At the top, you'll see something called a model selector. To keep things simple, just type Nano Banana Pro in the search bar and select it. We're using this one because it's really good at keeping your character looking the same across different images, which is super important for animation. Once you have Nano Banana Pro selected, you'll see a big text box in the middle of the screen, and this is called the prompt box. It's where you describe what you want the AI to create, and you just type in plain English like you're describing a picture to a friend. I want a cute little girl in a Disney style for my animation, so I'll type a cute little girl who is 7 years old with brown hair in 2 braids wearing a yellow raincoat and red boots in Disney Pixar style. Now, here is exactly what makes OpenArt so beginner-friendly. In the bottom right corner, you'll see a button called Auto Enhance. Go ahead and switch that on. It basically takes your simple ideas and automatically improves them so the AI understands perfectly, which means you don't have to stress about writing professional prompts because OpenArt handles that for you. Before we generate, let's adjust a couple of settings. Below the text box, you'll see resolution, which is how detailed your image will be, so set that to the highest option. And aspect ratio is just the shape of your image, so keep that square for now. Set the number of images to 4 so we get a few options to choose from, and click generate. And here's what we get. These all look great, but I'm going to go with this one because she looks exactly how I imagined her, and I'll call her Rosie. Now here's a step that's going to save you a lot of frustration later. Right now, Rosie has a background, and when we use this image as a reference, the AI might get distracted by all those extra details, so we need a clean version of her on a plain white background. On the bottom side of the screen, you'll see something called Omni Reference. This is basically a way to turn any image into a guide that the AI will follow. So just take your character image and drag it straight into that box. In the prompt box, I'll type same girl on a plain white background standing straight and looking at the camera. Make sure Auto Enhance is still on and click generate. And now we have our clean reference image, which is going to be our base for everything else we create so the character stays consistent throughout the whole animation. And this is exactly why I'm using OpenArt for this tutorial. Everything we just did, from generating the character to creating a clean reference, all happens in one place. No jumping between different tools or paying for separate subscriptions. If you want to follow along, I'll leave a link to OpenArt in the description down below. With our character ready, that brings us to step 2, which is putting her in an actual scene. Keep Nano Banana Pro selected and make sure your white background character is still in Omni Reference, because this is what keeps everything consistent, and you want to do this every time you generate a new scene. For my story, Rosie discovers a magical world inside a tree where fireflies run a little bakery, so I'll type girl with braids in yellow raincoat standing amazed inside a magical hollow tree with tiny fireflies wearing aprons, running a little bakery full of glowing pastries with cozy warm lighting in Disney style. I'll change the size to widescreen since this is an actual scene now. Make sure Auto Enhance is on, and click generate. And here's the result. She looks exactly like our reference, and the whole scene feels warm and magical, and I love how the little fireflies turned out. If you're not happy with what you get on the first try, just click generate again for new options, because it sometimes takes a few attempts to get exactly what you're picturing, and that's totally normal. Alright, step 3 is turning this image into an actual video. On the left sidebar, click on Video and then select Image to Video. From there, click right here to open the model list and select Kling 2.6. I highly recommend this model for animation because it handles stylized characters perfectly and keeps the movement super smooth. Drag your scene image into the upload area, and below that you'll see a text box where we describe what movement we want. So I'll type, girl looks around in wonder as fireflies flutter past her, while the pastries glow with magical sparkles floating in the air. For duration, animation, set it to 5 seconds and click create. And look at that, she's actually moving now and looking around at all the magical details while the fireflies are flying past her, and the whole scene feels alive. But 5 seconds isn't very long, so here's how we extend the animation using grabbed frames. And don't worry, this part is just as simple as everything else we've done. Click on your video and you'll see an option to grab the last frame. What this does is take a screenshot of the final moment of your video, and we can use this as the starting point for our next clip, which means the animation will continue smoothly from where it left off. If you click on last frame, OpenArt automatically sets it as your starting image for your next generation. I'm leaving the end frame empty for now, which gives the AI creative freedom with where the movement goes, but I'll show you how to use end frames for more control in a bit. For the motion, I'll type something slightly different so we get some variety. Girl takes a step forward and reaches out toward one of the fireflies while smiling. And now we have another 5 seconds that flows perfectly from our first clip. You can keep doing this to make your animation as long as you want by just grabbing the last frame, setting it as your start frame, and generating more footage. Now that we have enough animation, step 4 is giving Rosie an actual voice. Click on the audio tab in the left sidebar and you'll see an option for create voiceover. Click that and you can browse through a bunch of different AI voices. So pick one that sounds right for your character. For Rosie, I'll go with something young and friendly. Type what you want her to say and I'll write, "Wow, this place is amazing. I can't believe fireflies made all of these tiny pastries." Click generate.
Wow, this place is amazing. I can't believe fireflies made all of these tiny pastries.
And now we have a voiceover that matches what Rosie is doing in the animation. And step 5 is lip syncing, which is what makes the character actually look like she's talking. Go to the video tab on the left sidebar, but this time select the lip sync video option. From here, I'm just going to upload that first clip we made where she's looking around, and then add the audio file we just created. OpenArt will automatically analyze the audio and sync Rosie's lip movements to match what she's saying. So let's hit generate and see how it looks.
Wow, this place is amazing. I can't believe fireflies made all of these tiny pastries.
And now she's actually talking. Her mouth moves with the words and it looks like she's really reacting to everything around her. It's not always 100% perfect, but it adds so much life to the animation. Earlier, I mentioned you can use end frames for more control, so let me show you what that looks like. Let's say I want Rosie to walk from where she's standing over to the counter where the fireflies are working. Instead of letting the AI decide what happens, I can tell it exactly where to end up. I'll go back to the image section and generate a new image, and I'll keep Rosie in omni-reference and type, same girl leaning on a tiny bakery counter looking closely at the fireflies, decorating a glowing cupcake in the same magical tree bakery in Disney style. Generate that and here's the image. Back in image to video, I'll grab the last frame from my previous clip and set that as the start frame, and then I'll upload this new counter image as the end frame. What the AI will do now is create an animation that smoothly transitions from where she was standing to where she's leaning on the counter. So I'll type, girl walks forward and leans down to look at the counter, and I'll click create, and look at that transition. Because we gave the AI both a start point and an end point, it created exactly the movement we wanted, which is really useful when you need specific actions to happen in your animation. Once you have all your clips and voiceovers ready, put everything together in a video editor. CapCut works great and it's free, so just import your clips, arrange them in order, layer in your lip-synced audio, maybe add some background music, and you've got yourself a complete AI animation. Now, one of the biggest reasons the animation flows so seamlessly is because of the grab frame feature inside OpenArt. Connecting your clips smoothly is one of the most important parts of making a video, because without that continuity, the movement feels jarring and the whole animation will literally fall apart. So if you want to start creating professional-looking animations that actually flow like they're supposed to, go ahead and sign up to OpenArt using my link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.